So yeah, so Steve-O and I are going to choose armies from the Machines and the Hive. One of the core design goals of Ars Victor is when adding new units, they need to occupy a very different purpose from other units that are already in the game. So Steve-O has really tried to accomplish that with these two new armies. They feel very different from either uh, the Space Marines or the Space Elves that we already have. Oops, I said Space Marines. Are we allowed to say that? I guess that's okay.
Air and space. Lordy's Space Marines.
I love it.
Marines.
Okay, so do you want to, Steve-O, do you want to take the Machines and I'll take the Hive, or vice versa? What do you, how do you want to start here?
And maybe even talk a little bit about some of the design intent behind the two armies.
Go for
it. And note that there are definitely some. We've done a little bit of playtesting on this, and there's definitely some holes in some of these units are OP, and some of them are a little bit UP. But the intent is that Machines are, you see there's a lot of tough in there. They're supposed to be hard to kill, hard to take down, heavy hitters, fairly specialized. I always try to include sort of a few mid-range units in this, like exterminators and renders are kind of your line units. But then definitely have some, like if you look at the Plasma Bard's pretty exciting, Plasma Bombard, the Neutron Gun, there are some pretty extreme shooty bits in there. Shooty, then choppy. Yeah. The flip side of that is the Hive for a lot of opportunities to build cheap and cheerful style armies. So there's some tough in there. All not tough, and they're not all totally squishy. But in general, they're disposable. Like your drones are kind of a standard line unit. Your drones and your warriors. There are some interesting opportunities with mites and wasps for some really spammy armies. But you still have a couple of heavier hitters with like your queen and princess. There are also some. I did some interesting things with so like how the Empire of Man has the assault units that they can drop in anywhere. It's kind of a cool, or not anywhere, but next to a friendly unit is kind of a cool feature. So there are a couple of things here with the I don't think we've actually seen this used really well yet. But so they have this new if you can zoom in over this Dave. She has that new icon, that new special ability there, which is your orange gate. Gate ability is what I called it. And she also has insertion. Moves. So wherever you can only get her onto the board by inserting her unit. But then what gate does is it's sort of like the opposite of insertion, where insertion, the unit with a insertion can, with gate, can allow any unit to drop onto the board. So there's some fun opportunities there with like a cool strong point and then dropping a ton of mites or something like that, right? Like mites are decent units, but and for their price cost, for 3, they're pretty strong. So they're not a thing you want to bring in off the board, but if you can drop in 3 of them at a time next to a queen, it can get exciting. Yeah, so just some interesting things I'm trying with that new gate ability, and to see if that allows for any interesting onboard tactics. And with the machine army, I think, yeah, we've got a few units with insertion. They actually have a pretty good wow. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yep. Oh, yeah, I gave all those guys insertion. And one of the things, this is actually just as kind of a tangent, but I'm kind of regretting a design decision about insertion order for each unit. because it really makes it. I mean, it's cool to have a lot of insertion, but at some point you're like, why don't I just spend the orders? That's 2 orders to drop somebody on, right?
Yeah.
Why don't I just spend those 2 orders to move them in off the board? What's the real benefit here?
Well, the idea, though, is that if you have an advanced position, it's worth it to spend those 2 orders. I always thought that was an interesting decision, especially with slower units, the value of insertion gets higher. And obviously with completely immobile units, it's critical. But it always, I don't know, it never seemed, it seemed like a good decision to me, like whether I'm walking someone in off the edge or dropping him in next to someone I have to activate for move.
With the gate ability now, that's a much cheaper way of getting people on the board.
Yeah.
I just need to make gate more expensive, but then it's hard to justify gating cheap-ass units onto the board,
True.
Anyway, interesting. Yeah, but there's definitely... it's really only come up since I've added gate and started really looking at the that you can occupy with the insertion ability. Like dropping cheap units with insertion, assault infantry can be a game changer, right? Yeah, spending 2 orders to drop if you could drop medium infantry, be as impactful. So yeah, let's build some armies here.
You want to do machines or do you want to do Hive?
I'm curious to see what you come up with the Hive.
Okay.
Definite some OP strategies that, I mean, they're not. I don't know that they're impossible to beat, but if anything, it's more they're the best strategy enough for that army that it makes other strategies non-viable. It's like, no, I should just play it, X strategy X or whatever.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna roll with this.
I'm done here. Hold on, Tim.
So the thing I have to think about while we're Dave, you can see my army. The thing I'm thinking about is that all of the machines are tough, which means that dice that aren't blue are severely reduced in effectiveness. So I'm trying to pick a combination of units that can actually damage his stuff, units that can push his stuff back, like these guys. Yep, those guys. Units that have an okay chance of doing damage but are really freaking cheap and can soak the damage the machines can throw back at me. So those are the considerations here. I have to have a combination of a little bit of killiness with a lot of speed bumps and damage soakers. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to take and hold as many cap points as I can handle against the onslaught of the machine army. I expect to lose a lot of units. Put it that way. You notice I also went for a reasonable cost on the army, but I didn't go with my usual full-on horde approach, which gets me 40 or 50 starting glory.
That's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, the horde army is actually really cool. We've seen that. We've seen it used in tournaments. I've never actually seen it win a tournament, but I've seen it get deep in a tournament. And then I kind of have adopted it for my own. I've used it. A bunch of dudes play it at my day job. So I've used it a couple times against them, and it's been pretty effective.
I think I'm about ready here. Yeah, all right.
I hate not being able to pick at least one Wayfarer, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like those guys? I hate those guys.
Really? Oh man, they're pretty good at killing Sibyls and cavalry and whatnot.
So squishy though.
They're very squishy. Yeah, you gotta screen off of them. And I was telling Steve-O before the stream started, I was actually playing a little Blood Bowl last night because the way you control space in Blood Bowl is not unlike the way you control space in Ars Victor.
Excited for you. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my army. Ready? Yep.
Yeah, ready? I'm going to bring mine out too.
That's my HQ.
All right.
And
you have to declare your HQ at army selection, but not your vanguard, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they've got some nice high-end units. I figure why not use them?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, these things are so killy.
Rawr.
Devastator, which is a nice 3-jump unit. Imagine the art there is supposed to invoke like the
hunter killer,
the flying hunter killer from Terminator.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty, although it only has 3 hits, those 3 hits are tough, and it has take cover and bug out. Just if you're ever insane and would need to use that, and insert.
That's a killer HQ. I like it. Yeah, 3-jump insert is a little is of dubious usefulness, right?
Well, I've never had to insert it because especially if you run it as your HQ, you want to bring it on like a 3-jump. Like, why wouldn't you just bring it in off the board?
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. Insert is not that useful.
Yeah, I might just drop it. It's unnecessary.
Is Steve kind of cutting out?
I think he's pausing. Maybe he is cutting out. I can't tell.
Watermelon.
There we go. I hear you. I heard you say watermelon twice. If you said it 3 times, you're cutting out.
Nope, I said it twice. Is kind of supposed to be a heavy-hitting, stompy unit. Slow as fuck, right? Only 1 move. But it has insertion, so this is kind of, trying to value properly. Or give the player a reason to want to use it. Yes, and I'm still... I don't like... Stand fast on high-cost units, no matter how many damn hit points they have. It's always felt dubious to me. Help use this offensively.
I don't know, man. I remember seeing assaults used late game. I see a lot of stand fast damage. I mean, I'm trying to think back to the tournaments I've watched, and I feel like I've seen it used with assaults late game.
And it does, I guess, introduce that threat of, like, are you sure you're going to drive them off the point, or are they going to get a counterattack and kill the unit you're attacking with?
Right. I actually have really liked that in the past, especially when going up against assaults. And then the 5 tough makes this unit even more scary like that. And the way it can push you back, right, with Fury.
Yeah.
Like that's an awesome shock unit. It reminds me of the Incarna, but but not a glass hammer.
Yeah, and that's supposed to evoke the blob there. It's almost like, imagine a mini ogre, right? Like the Steve Jackson game ogre.
Yep.
Down one of those. Still crazy powerful. Neutron gun is the obligatory long range weapon here. Yeah, don't let it get stuck in. Again, you have stand fast mostly to ensure you have a return fire chance. Expensive as fuck, but 6 range and marksman, so it ignores terrain. So it will always be throwing 2 blue, even if you're in the woods.
That's badass. Oh, no, this art is not final.
No, this was Steve-O spending an hour or so. Like, let me throw something down. So artillery unit pyrobots are sort of supposed to be like spidery things with flamethrowers, right? This is I think this is actually the one unit in the entire the entire army list that has all terrain machines. Take cover, so it's pretty survivable. It's got some survivability with 4 tough. Not super in and marksman, so shooting into terrain also, it ignores that. Supposed to be used to clear that out, but it's not that powerful, right? For a 6-point unit, it's not throwing any blues.
Yeah.
but it's what they got.
And
Blitz
it's flexible too. It's like the combination of take cover and stand fast, in my opinion, makes a unit super flexible. They can hold ground, or they can skirmish.
That's great on the medium infantry, which is a 4-point unit.
Okay, fair.
Point unit. Stand fast against, especially with tough. Like, non-tough hit points are less valuable than tough hit points. And stand fast, you're going to lose a hit point no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a bigger cost for a tough unit. Relative cost. Blitz Boss, the speedy thing. I have no idea what this should look like, actually. Like fast thing.
You should read Robopocalypse. They'll give you some ideas.
Yeah, it's just kind of a shock troop, close combat, 2 blue with Fury, so you've got a pretty good chance of driving him off and take cover to get the hell out of there. Exterminators are a line unit. These might be a little OP. I mean, they're the same cost as medium infantry. 2 blue ranged, 3 red close combat. And they have the stand fast and 4 tough. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's a lot more powerful than medium infantry for the same cost. I mean, you lose a little bit on the stabby, but I'd take these over medium infantry every time.
Yeah, 5 cost, I think.
Yeah, that might help
from somewhere, but I kind of like I don't know. I'd almost rather raise costs on units for the machine army. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be higher cost of like the ancient hegemony.
Totally. And fewer, yeah, it makes sense that, fewer units in all of the sci-fi tropes. One robot is dealing with lots of squishies.
I don't know. I don't know about these units. Fast jumping, close combat, disposable, but they're 4 points, right? Incompatible things here.
Yeah. All right. That
Cool.
looks solid. You're probably going to tear through my thing, but let's see what... Okay, so I'll bring mine out here. Okay, so of course, I'm rolling with a queen.
Oh, snap.
Queen's going to be the HQ unit. So the queen is immobile. You'll notice there are no movement arrows. So I've got to actually insert the queen, but then I can use the gate to activate the queen and treat her as a perma beacon, or as the edge of the board, actually. So I'm basically going to be activating moves on guys and bringing them out of the queen. Like she's come out of a hole in the ground and there's insects pouring out, or maybe she's birthing them, I don't know what, but something like that. So I'm going to try to do something like that with the queen. And she's got enough hit points that I can actually drop her right on a capture point. And so my scouting is going to be really important. You're going to notice a few things in my army where scouting is going to help me. Okay, the next one I got is the Hive Mind.
Side note, one quick note. The lack of movement arrows means also she doesn't fall back. She automatically converts those to hits.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Permanent stand fast.
I like it. So I'm obviously going to want to protect the queen. She's very powerful in close combat, but I don't want to let her get swarmed. So I'm going to want to screen away shooty stuff and try to only let individual units engage with her in close combat. Fortunately, the dice count on a lot of the machine's attacks aren't that high, so my fear of a lucky roll of lots of pushes against the queen isn't... I'm not as afraid as I was when I was picking her initially. Okay, so the Hive Mind is a very slow, ridiculous range unit. So it basically ignores terrain when it's shooting. So I can bury it behind a hill or something like that, and then it's got 4 hexes around it where it can just drop these 2 blues on everybody. So I'll have to figure out really good positioning. Scouting is going to be very important with this guy. I then have... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
How many did you buy? Oh,
5, 6. So I have 6 wasps, and remember I talked about speed bumps being really important against the machine army. There's a lot of shootiness over here, so my hope is I can use these wasps. This special ability lets me, if 2 wasps are adjacent and the same color, I can pay 1 move and move them both. And they're 3 jump, so my hope is I can take a lot of ground with them on the first turn, and then I can use them to gum up the gun barrels of the machines on the second turn. So we'll see how that works out for me. I've also got some mites that I intend to use to kind of help me screen the queen. Those guys, they're a little stabbier and they're all terrain. So hopefully I can take a little advantage of him with some clever scouting. And then finally, I've got 2 of these guys, which are they're the only guys that on here, apart from the queen and the hive mind, that can actually do some damage. But more importantly, they can push back. So I've got the Fury ability, so hopefully I can help keep the queen out of danger with the warriors. And then I can also do a little attacking out of all terrain. I'm not as afraid of terrain with the mites and the warriors as the machine army is. So I went really big, but it's because I've got a lot of wasps that I'm hoping to move in tandem with each other. We'll see how it goes. So my starting glory is... So my starting is 30, so I'm already in the right place.
30, 41, 58, or 58. Math.
Woo! So 22. All right. Shall I roll for initiative?
Roll for initiative.
Yay! I will... Who scouts first? The defender? Right. I will defend. Of course. All right, large map tile. Oh, perfect.
Damn it.
That is perfect. Let's do that. And then L, right? Yeah. Awesome. Oh, am I off a little bit? What's going on here? Okay. My go?
Getting tense.
So a lot of the game gets decided in the scouting phase. And the cackling and moaning that you're hearing is Mike getting really excited that he's, especially on the 2 cap points, on 2 of the 3 cap points. Because the beautiful lines of fire I was hoping to set up are not materializing.
All right. Yeah, so I pretty much, I mean, generally when I'm trying to scout like this, I typically am conceding a flank where I know I'm not going to be able to keep him from having nice lines of fire. So my hope is if he sets up his big killy units in the forest or in the city over here, that I can go hit him with my warriors and keep him out of there or something like that.
You suck at placing map tiles.
I do.
What happened here?
Okay, last one like this. Oh, that's great. See, maybe we want to do it over here. To further. Yeah, I like it over here better. I am just terrible at placing map tiles. I apologize. That looks better. There, how's that?
Blocking it. Oh no!
Oh, it's falling. Okay, hold on. Put it back in place. All right, I'm just locking it in place. It's there.
Okay, small map tiles. Whoops.
Oh, it's like raised or something. What's going on here?
Small map tiles. Why? Oh, these ended up in there somehow. Hey, there we go. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna try to fix this tile here.
Cool. Yeah, feel free to. I suck at placing tiles, apparently. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, let's make that extra. Lock that one.
It's kind of a cascading thing.
That or something? Why is that tilty?
I think it has to do with the center tile. There.
Oh yeah, I screwed mine. My initial placement, and we're all off. Funny, it's the same way I install laminate. All right, and then
did the hill? That I think move it.
Say that again.
Tile right there, that one that somebody's picking up. I think there's a capture point tile underneath it. Yes.
Yep.
That's it, right?
Hold on. There we go. I got it. That's pretty funny. All right. Map tiles are all locked. All right, and Steve-O, I think you are vanguarding. Right?
Okay, so this fucker. Sorry, this guy.
We got to draw your hand first before vanguarding.
Thank you. Come on, let me get a hand. All right.
All right, I got a hand now.
That. Holy shitballs. I'll still hear me?
Yep.
We're putting up these four guys, I think, are my vanguard. And I think I want him over here. And I want him. Like it's gonna suck. Does that matter?
And talk through your thought process while you're placing these guys.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I usually do a split distribution here. I'm going left, right. Without giving too much away about my hand.
Yeah.
I want to. I can do. I basically try to map out the first couple of turns of bringing units on the board. Try and minimize how many offsuit, how much of the offsuit tax I have to pay. Suggest that I've got more triangles than I do squares, right, on the silver side. And this would suggest that I have more diamonds. In reality, like, if I'm moving these guys and I'm bringing guys on the board in the same card, diamonds, right? So I'm still paying the offsuit tax somewhere. That if I only have low value cards, I'm still able to make sure that I can attack with these guys if I need to. Can you see our hands?
Yes.
Cast.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I can hack the cast and see what Mike's hand is. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you could. I've got the cast, but I'm not. I don't ever look at it. Like, I was pretty good about doing that in our commies playtest. Okay, you're good. Okay, so mine is pretty straightforward.
Good about that. Hold on, grabbing coffee. Be right back.
All right. So I do the same thing that Steve-O does. I try to map out what my first couple turns are. Because I'm attacking, or he's attacking, he's going to get to move first. So I'm going to be constantly on my back foot. I'm going to want to try to get a bunch of speed bumps out there, although I'm double checking myself on this side if that's really what I want to do, because he's got this thing. This Blitzbot thing. The neutron gun can probably shoot the hell out of me if I go over there. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And the movement, the thing about moving in tandem is same color, not necessarily same suit. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. So, if the wasps die, I don't really feel too bad because they're only 2 points apiece. So I'm only going to lose 2 glory. And I do start out with a few points of glory advantage. And I do have a unit count advantage, but that's not... it's not as painful as it is in some games to have a small unit or a small unit disadvantage. Okay, so Steve-O is attacking. I think I'm ready to go.
Play here. I think I'm gonna throw. Yep, I'm throwing this. Okay.
All right, going for a big gold to start.
And one of those will be. Wow, I could actually shoot you on this turn. Hold on a second. Let me think about this. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, I'm doing this instead.
An even bigger gun.
Okay. What?
An even bigger gun.
So the neutron gun is just going to start opening shot here. 2 blues from the neutron gun to that wasp.
Which wasp? Okay. Two blues. Could kill him right off the bat. Oh, 1 damage. All right. I drop 1 damage on there.
That's 2 commands. My blip spot is going to move up to... I'm going to bring my HQ on as a circle for 2 more. And I'm going to bring an exterminator on as a circle for 2 more. Show me what you got.
Okay, ready? Are we going?
Hey, you're up, Team Red.
All right, Team Red is rolling. Okay, so I think I'm going to throw this down. Put that over here because we're going to play a lot of these. Okay, so...
Steve comes out with an uppercut and Mike comes out with a jab.
Okay, so I'm basically going to activate 3 moves here. So I'm going to activate this wasp, which is also going to activate... I'm going to activate the triangle wasp on my left, which will also activate the square wasp on my left because of that special ability. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And we'll go 1, 2, 3.
Roll on both of those.
Actually, you know what? What's that?
Both of those.
Say that again, Steve-O.
Hazard roll.
Oh, yeah, hazard roll. 2 white dice. How do I pick up 2?
Drag and drop. Or double, or control click.
Nada. Okay. And let's go ahead and do this to here. This guy is going to go to here. Oh yeah, there. I'll do hazard rolls for all these guys. Let's see here. Okay. And this guy's going here. Another hazard roll. So what I'm doing right now with the hazard roll is because my jump guys are landing in terrain, it's all dangerous and stuff. So I got to roll 1 white die per hit they have remaining. And if I get any skulls, they take damage from their landing. And let's go ahead. Let me think here. I'm going to go to here with this guy. Okay, and then I have one more triangle. And so I'm going to bring a warrior in as a triangle. And he is going to go to... See, that neutron gun is awesome because it's taking up a ton of space right now. If the warrior is here, the neutron gun can't hit me. So I think that's where that warrior is going to walk to. And that'll do it. Okay, your turn. You have an HQ on. I don't, so you bleed me 1.
From this tree space, can I hit that warrior? I can't tell. This.
We need Byron around for the hex map.
I would say yes.
Yes, it's blocked.
No, it's not blocked.
I think if you go...
There's a line feature you can use if you have your toolbar out.
Oh.
I don't have it for the stream.
Hold on, I have the tool. Yeah, I can do that. So, okay, so I'm drawing a line now from the center to the center. Oh, my center's off, though. Hold on.
That's pretty close.
What do you think?
Gaps here? Hold on, let me see if I can do this without breaking.
What would Ed Hockey have to say?
Bring out an index card.
Oh, what's killing us is these things are offset.
Totally.
Right.
I don't know, what do you think? It looks like you can do it to me.
I just want to know before I move him in there if it's even worth it to move him in there.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't worry, the warrior's going to move on the next turn.
That hex, if you move, that cuts off your movement in that hex. Or there,
It
right?
does. Yep, definitely.
And we lost the cat point again. God damn it. Oh, because it's locked. That's why. Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah, when the cat point's locked. That makes sense. Okay, so the answer to that is yes. It looks like you can hit him.
Hit him again with a 7.
I regret this, I think. There. Yeah, I don't see why not to do that.
No, that's a good idea.
3. Four, and then 3 on my blitz spot to attack your blue. Come on, maybe 1 hit.
And he dead. He dead. Bleed me 2.
And do I want to advance? Yes. All right.
Awesome. Okay, let's see what I got here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is bleed you 2. All right, and the next thing, oh, I never drew a card. That would help. Okay. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to throw this down. Throw a 5 of triangles. Okay, so this warrior is going to move up and hit your blitz bot. That is move number 1. So that'll cost me 2, and I'm going to roll. get these guys out of the way. All right, Blitzbot's gonna go down. Bam! Oh, we got a hit. I am. Do I want to convert that to a push? If I say I want to convert it to a push, you can convert it back to a hit, right? Yeah, okay, so we're calling it a push.
You throw 2 blue back.
And a hit. Okay. Do that. Okay, warrior takes some damage. Okay, so thing number 2. I'm going to... Let's see here. How do we get this done? I have 3 points left, so I spend 1 on the wasp and 2 on the queen to make her a square. Let's do that. Oops. Okay, and we're going to drop the queen in where she can't get shot at by your stupid shit.
What do you mean? I don't have any stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm tempted. Let's see, what if I go... No, then she's vulnerable to shooting us from there. Yeah, I think the hill is the only useful place. So we'll do that.
Hazard roll.
Totally. 6 white dice. I've never done a hazard roll with 6 white dice before. Okay, so I'm going to roll these 4, and then I will roll 2 more after that.
Seriously? God damn it.
I was practicing with Blood Bowl last night. We're doing lots of go for it's and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah! What up? Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you're going to bleed me. So that is the end of my turn. You're going to bleed me 2 at the start of your turn. Yeah, because I have the HQ on, but now you are HQ on a cap point.
Okay.
So by conceding my right flank, Steve-O took advantage of that and dropped his HQ on that cap point. It's honestly going to be very hard for me to clear that thing out. But at this point, we're bleeding equally. So if I can keep from losing more than 2 of my little units, life will look pretty good. If I can kill one of his, it'll look good. We'll see how long I can hold out against that. Also, having the queen on the board on a very advanced thing gives me the opportunity to try to push his stuff back to the edge if I can. We'll see how the queen does. I'd expect that exterminator to attack the queen this turn.
I don't know. Strategy to deal with that queen is. And debating.
Yeah, you could stay away from it also, right? Like, you're not all terrain, so you're only going to be throwing 2 red against it with the exterminators.
Because you are all terrain. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
the queen. Yeah.
I don't want that fight. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the stay away from it strategy. Because you have no range from there.
The drop dudes in, which sucks. Right in my deep center. That's kind of annoying. Said, I'm also sort of looking at my right flank and going, I should do something there.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of pressure over there yet. All my pressure's in the middle.
And the question is, which do I want to do? I think I want to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys on that flank is going to suck. Yeah. All right, sure. Let's do this. 1 point. Oops. And then 2 twos.
Woo!
2.
What's happening?
It's an exciting turn. Your turn, Mike.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, so start of my turn. I'm going to bleed Steve-O twice.
He's blue.
Now wishing I had been more aggressive with this. I probably should have just taken the hazard roll. I just know when I roll hazard, it's going to be like
It's all skulls. Yeah.
roll die. Like Mike's gotten all the good fucking rolls out of those dice. So a part of me was debating dropping the buzzsaws onto the hill and just attacking. And I probably would have it would have just been 1 blue, but at the 50-50 chance of knocking you off it, you know.
Totally.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see here. I mean, Queen attacking the Exterminator seems like an obvious thing to do. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. The buzzsaws have jump, so I can't actually tie them up decently. Warriors attacking the Blitz bot is a solid move. Also. Or we could try that craziness.
The light bulb goes off.
Yeah, if I'm going to stick to my strategy, then I really do need to do this. Let's see. Yeah, let me get these guys out. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to activate gate on the queen. And we're going to bring out, because why the heck not? Okay, So let's do this guy. And we'll do this guy. All right, so they're both making hazard rolls. Yes, yes. So mites go here. And Hive Mind. Yeah, they have all terrain, right, right. And Hive Mind goes. Ooh. Let me try that. Will my luck hold up? Hive Mind taking a hazard roll. Landing on top of the hill. Come on, dice. Yeah!
Crazy.
All right. It got crazy. Mites can't fall back.
Is that it? Is that everything?
That's everything. I played a little, very small card right there.
Well, let me tell you here. Go on to your hive mind, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Whiff. I'm going to throw my one die, my awesome one white die back. Nothing. Not a sausage.
Did you?
What's that?
I don't think I bled you.
I don't think you did.
You did not.
Okay. But that's the end of your turn, right? Start of my turn. I'm bleeding you too. All right. Let's look at this. Okay. So we got to bring some more dudes on here. So when I am reinforcing with wasps, can I use their special ability?
I can't remember how we ruled that. Hold on. Look at the as written. Unit of the same color that also has swarm may also advance. I think we said no because when they're in reserves, they're not adjacent to anything.
Got it. All right. So we're
Adjusted is another question, but as written.
As written. Okay, no problem. So it just makes a difference as far as which which card I play. All right. That and that and that. Okay. Man, I suck at placing these things. Okay, so this guy is going to come in. So I'm doing 3. This guy's coming into here. Actually, that doesn't matter for that neutron gun, does it? But it does matter for the Devastator. Yeah, okay, that's cool. It'll distract you anyway. Let's go ahead and make it really tempting over here. Okay, that'll do it.
Yeah, wow.
Rockin'.
It's crazy. Okay, so yeah, like this feels a lot like playing Zerg. Um, against Protoss, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe like playing Tyranids against Necrons.
Yeah, you're just kind of swarming all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah, like the ground exploding under the queen and all of those things. Like that's actually pretty cool. So Steve-O sees. So basically, what Steve-O's threatened by on, I can talk about it because he sees it. So both of those wasps are in range of pinning his neutron gun. Or one of them is in range, and one of them is really close to it. And that warrior is in range of attacking the cap point over there. So he actually has to think about what I'm doing on his left flank. But his right flank, I've kind of given up on it, and I'm surprised he hasn't done more with it. But there's a lot of interesting targets in the middle. I'm just trying to distract. You know, there's a limit, especially with all the big cards he played early. There's limits to how much he can get done across the whole board.
I saw the bait and went for it just with the thought of unit.
Yeah, pinning the hive mind was the right move, but it didn't do anything to get the wasps out of there.
And it's also pretty vulnerable where it is right now, I think. I mean, it's only got 3 hits. You can't use or take cover. Yeah, so I was hoping to be able to, if I had had the cards, I would have done a bigger attack on that thing. But I probably still should have just tried to push you off that damn cap point. So yeah, so now I feel like I really can't play my right flank because I have to respond to this. And it's figuring out the response and what I can actually do.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really love about this game. Actually, in miniatures wargaming and Command and Colors and Blood Bowl, a lot of this stuff happens where you cause the opponent to have to focus somewhere else. And I like that. I mean, I guess chess, you can do that too.
Now is the really that I'm going to have to waste a point when I play a card, and that makes me sad.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, at least bleed into glory.
Yeah, good point. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel good. Knock it down.
So I could do something like, nope. I could do something like 2, 3, 4, 2. That's not so bad. To do this. So what I'm debating is, so I've got a decent enough card in that I've got to be playing this card one way or the other. What I'm debating on here, I'll just show the card. So 6 of diamonds is my best play over here right now. Because I should be playing my best play right now. And yeah, that's a shitty card for this, for my mix of units. Like I can pay for a shot on the neutron gun and a shot from the Devastator. I'm also looking at this nice little behemoth I still have in my hand. I still have things like 2 points to beacon and then 2 points to insert.
Ooh, I love that move.
You love it because it's good, or you love it because it's bad?
Well, it's a fun move, and it gets up in my face really fast. And then as red, I love it because it eats up a lot of your command points.
Yeah, like oh no,
like a lot of them. And you still get a shot though. You'd still get a shot with the neutron gun.
But then your next turn, your wasps. I mean, that's the major threat, right? Is your 3 jump to here to pin my gun.
Yep. And I still have mites in reserve, so there's still a shot at a beacon somewhere. If you do something different, I can get another mites into the mix. And depending on what happens over there, I might ignore it and mess with the middle. I don't know.
Really sad that my blitz bot is pinned over here.
The blitz is halted.
He's stuck in. He's stuck in with the Warriors.
I think I have to do that. The other side of doing the insertion move is best play right now, a 6 of diamonds. How many other, what's the rest of my hand look like?
Yeah.
And I'm putting one more piece on the board. Right now my split is even, 4 units gold, 4 units silver. Gold, and I don't have a lot of gold cards. I'm going to be hobbled there. Actually, just take the shots. I think that's what I need to do. I think shit needs to get shot at.
Sweet.
It just sucks because I'm wasting a point, and I hate wasting a point. Devastator first, because that's funny. Do you know I actually just, on my desk, just physically reached for dice?
That is great. That is great. All right. Roll your massive shooting attack. Which wasp are you attacking? The closest one, I assume.
Good assumption.
Since that's the one that can get to your gun there. No pushes, no pushes, no pushes.
2 hits.
1 push, 1 hit. All right. Let's do, oops. We'll take the push to here. And we will take a hit. Okay, and the neutron gun. You definitely can't hit anything over there.
Okay, so it's just
Yeah, my Warriors as a big distraction. Whiff it! Whiff it!
If I managed to kill them. Is that
there we go, 1 hit. 1 hit.
You know?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay. You did bleed me at the start of your turn.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
All right. I am going to bleed you 2 still. I cannot believe you haven't cleaned up that cap point. Okay.
Mike, that's you.
Thank you. Sorry, the attack and defend is really embedded in my brain from many games of Ars Victor. Okay. Okay, hold on. It's so I know which side I'm moving on. I'm just deciding exactly what the heck. Okay. Okay, so I've got some other stuff I can do. Let's try this. Okay, so the first thing is the Warriors are going to run up and punch the Devastator. And the question is, do I go through here or here? I think here, so the neutron gun can't shoot that guy. Okay. So we're going to run up, and I'm going to do 1 blue and 3 red. Where's the other red? Here we go. Here's a red. Get that out of the way. Okay, this is an important attack, Warrior. You need to crush this Devastator right now. Do they have bug out? Do you wish to bug out?
Yes.
Yes. I like it. Okay, you're bugging out. Whiff! Ha ha ha! Okay, so Warrior, I pretty much half... Oh, wait. Ooh! Oh, that's awesome. Oh, shit, that worked out. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. And I think I also want to do this. And I'll leave 1 point on the table. I didn't expect all that to happen because I forgot. I noticed at the last minute that the Devastator had bug out. So I think I want to do that.
And the fact that you had Fury anyway, and that I was gonna, if you're gonna score a hit or two, it's 3 tough.
Yeah.
The headquarters.
Yeah. It was the headquarters. It makes him. He's got to move. Well, yeah. He can disengage, but the Wasps are now open for a pinning move here and there. So we'll see what happens.
So you're done. Sorry, you drew.
I think that is it because I don't want to bring my mites on as a circle. So why don't you go ahead? And you bleed me none! Ha ha ha! Can I survive?
Okay, so this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
I'm taking a shot at the hive mind.
All right. With a bunch of white dice.
No, hills don't provide cover.
Oh, they don't provide cover. 2 blues.
See if I can roll some hits.
Boom.
1 hit.
Okay.
Right. 1 hit on the high bind.
3 of those 7. The next 2 of those 7 are going to be the pie. Hold on a second.
The wasps are on a hill, so
definitely I'm shooting. Well, he's all terrain anyway.
right. Then you'd have the chance to advance onto that cap point.
That's what I'm debating. Do I just shoot you and try to kill you, or do I actually go up there? A counterattack. I'm tough. Why risk what? Okay, yeah, we're gonna walk up and punch you.
Yeah, you're tough, dude. Come on. These are a bunch of freaking little flies with stingers. You're a robot with scary spider legs. Yeah!
This is ridiculous.
Sting him back, boys.
Wrong.
See, I was... What?
You're half dice, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I do not have all terrain. So let's do this. Come on. Pushes. No. Whiffs. That was terrible. Okay.
That fight. So that one, and then my last one. This is.
Oh, dude, that was amazing.
Okay, so he's gonna hop over here.
5, 6, 7.
And hit your wasp. Please.
Boom! Did a damage.
Fury. I will use Fury.
Oh, did you?
I will use Fury to turn that into a push.
All right, let's go to here.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was awesome. And that is the end, right? That was 7 points.
Should have done that 3 turns ago.
You should have. Okay, so on my turn, I'm going to bleed you twice. Dude, this is awesome. This army is totally working. Not the way I intended it, but it's freaking working. Okay, so now the question is, do I go for that knockout? Yeah. This will be fun.
Hit him with a 7.
All right. Yeah, and it's going to be... I'm paying a very high tax because my strategy required uniform suiting of all of these guys in the right bannering. But this will be cool. So let's get the wasps up in the neutron gun's face. Actually... I'll put them right there. That's 2. These guys are going to run up 1, 2, and punch your Devastator. Do you wish to bug out? So what I'm trying to do now is get his HQ. I'm trying to take his HQ and get it pinned if I can. He's hard to pin because he's got jump moves. A jump move, I think. All jump moves? That's all jump, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But if I can get him into the back line and hit him again, pushes become hits. And if I can kill the HQ, that's 1 extra I'm bleeding him every turn. So, Steve-O?
Did you roll?
I didn't hear you say whether you wish to bug out.
All right.
You might be cutting out a little bit. I still didn't hear.
Check.
Yeah, I got you now.
I said no.
You do not wish to bug out. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to use the dice roller over here. Bam! Look at that!
2 hits and a push.
3. 3 hits.
That's rough.
You just died.
No.
You can do a take cover. You can do a take cover.
So yeah, I should have bugged out.
You should have. Okay, and then the trick is, do I want to advance? Yes. All terrain? Hell yes. Warriors! Warriors! Okay.
Come out and play!
All right, these guys are, of course, rolling to here. And that is the end of my awesome turn. Okay. You are going to bleed me 1, Steve-O. Man, what a roll that dice roll freaking did.
Made up for the whiff the first time, right?
It totally did. Well, it's been whiffing on all of the hazard rolls, so I thought maybe I was overdue.
Go. The Devastator's jumping up to... Oh, God, that's dangerous.
Yeah, because I'm going to be trying for nothing but pushes. It makes my wasps actually kind of effective.
Damn.
Steve-O, this game is so fun, dude. Seriously. I really like this game.
I think I may have another desperation move here.
Uh-oh.
And just because I want to see this guy on the board before the game ends. Kept thinking about dropping him over here.
To do what?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I'm very surprised with how the left flank went, but I don't see a point in making it worse now. I'm going to bleed you 2. It's down to 10. It's 10 to 20. I'm in the lead. What can I do here? Well, I think the only thing I can do is... Let's play one of these crappy cards. Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't do this. I'm trying to see the downside. I'm thinking about just playing a 2 of circles and going after your HQ with my wasps there.
Yeah.
I'm Does that look stupid to anybody?
You're
Let's
trying
try
to get
it.
rid of low cards out of your hand? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
let's try it. Yeah, we got to get rid of some low cards. Oh, and I'm not all terrain, so that was the downside. I didn't realize that. But a push and you die.
Just shake it.
All right. Come on, push. Yes! Oh, dude, got him anyway.
Yep, full hit.
Game over. Boom.
Yeah, I know what I think ended up killing me was these having my blitz bots and exterminators stuck in with no way to get out and no productive
Yeah.
moves to get out. I needed to have at least one of those guys, if not both. I should not have gone after. Yeah, I should have ignored the center.
Yeah. Well, so you didn't ignore the center, so that's where I ended up. My queen would have ended up on whatever flank you were going after.
And that would have been well. So if I started out pushing both flanks and you drop your queen on one flank, I'm almost okay with that. Having it
Yeah.
points, right? Like, or in a general sense, you want to control 2 cat points, or you want to be at least, even if you're not in control of it, you're able to sort of hold on to it for a little bit or drive them away from it. It's hard to do that if you're trying to hold both flanks because your efforts are totally split. It's way easier to control the center and one of the flanks.
I thought it was funny how the hive mind was effective, but not as I intended.
Just
Because he distracted the
effect.
shit out of you. Yeah. I put him on a point where you had to kind of slog your way to him. And you went after him, you pinned him in the back, and then you whiffed. I was a little worried about losing that hive mind because that would have closed the gap instantly.
So the timing on that was just horrible because I did have to take care of him, right? Like the buzzsaws cut him off, and then those exterminators, a couple of rounds from the exterminators, should have taken him out.
Yeah, but I got 3 bleed from the cap point on your right before you did anything about it.
That was definitely one strategic blunder. Was there was one move I should have just jumped that point, and I think I brought on one of these 2 exterminators or something. But
yeah, that was the one that got stuck in with the queen, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I should. It's push your wasps off that point is a 50-50 chance of winning.
So are wasps OP? I don't think they are.
Gnarly, dude.
They eat up so much space so fast for so few command points, you know? The opening move, you know, which is the classic, like the Jackson, that's the same as the Jackson 8 opening move, just with a different kind of scouting to it.
That's the thing that I think makes that. It is that double move. You're able to control so much of the board. I mean, when you can't hit anything with the dice, that doesn't help it either way. But things there's.
Yeah, I mean, you did. Well, you killed one unit and you did 4 hits to other stuff. Okay, so on the Hive, I really like the Warriors. That's a really fun unit. They remind me of like super scavengers. And the fact that they were tough, I wasn't really worried about going after things that threw lots of red dice.
They feel pretty powerful.
Yeah, they feel pretty good. I'm not sure. I'd have to play them again to see. They're 6 points, right?
Yes.
I'm looking at other 7-point units, and I'm not sure anything else is warranted over here. Like, who else? So the Wayfarers. So there's the choice. Like, would I rather have a Wayfarer? And honestly, I'd probably pick one of each in a mixed army.
You like Wayfarers?
I do. They can move really far. Their range is crazy, and they're like the only thing that can take down cavalry.
Wayfarers, right? These guys here on the end of the. Are we talking about the same piece?
Oh, talking about the 6 point.
Yeah, 6.2 hit.
What's it called? What do you think it's called in the game?
No, I'm making sure we're talking about the same unit. Because that unit didn't excite me for 6 points.
Yeah. Well, so the meta at my day job started including Wayfarers in all the armies, and they're super effective monster hunters. You know, like the fact that you can't use any take cover or bug out, like when you're going after cavalry, a warlord, Sybil, they're super effective. So I think maybe what happened is that the Sybils got crazy in the meta, and so the Wayfarer became a must-take. Okay, so on the Hive, like the Wasps, God, you kill them so easily, though. I don't know that they're OP. They don't have any shooty. They don't have all-terrain, so I'm throwing like one blue, one red, one white most of the time if I get a counterattack.
All the stats, apart from the swarm ability, feel great.
You think the swarm might be OP?
And it's OP because it's the economy, the command point economy.
Yeah.
Basically, you have the potential to be getting up to like points every play.
Yeah.
On your build, but yeah, like every time you're activating it, it's like an additional 2 command, or an additional 2 command.
Well, but it's only if they're adjacent. So there was a lot of things that I couldn't do with the Wasp because they had to be adjacent at the end of the turn if I wanted to take advantage of that.
But still, that like +2 on every card for the first few turns when you're able to maintain formation.
Yeah, true. That was a big deal. That enabled me to take a lot of space at the beginning of the game and put you on the back foot, despite the fact that I was defending. Okay, that's a good point. I like them because, you know, I love the horde. I like going for armies with less killiness and just more numbers.
And to think about 2 totally new factions against each other, it might be interesting to see against like.
Yeah, you're right.
Try to build an army that's built to stop this. Min max it out of the other pieces, and maybe it may be that the machines are just underpowered or don't have the unit mix to stop this.
Yeah, it might be that they don't have the unit mix because the machines look terrifying to me. Like on paper, I was like, how the heck can a Hive army deal with the machines with so few blue dice, right?
A lot of it is terrain.
Yeah, a lot of it, like you said at the beginning, the game is won or lost at scouting. I bet you if I had lost initiative and you had chosen to defend, I would have had a way worse time.
The center would have been open.
Yeah, the center would have been open. As it was, I was able to like hide from your neutron gun behind cities and hills, right?
Of the unit mix because I couldn't build an effective. Like normally, what I would try to do in any army build would be to include enough units to be effective in an all-terrain or at a terrain flank, right?
I expected to see more pyrobots, knowing that I had a bunch of all-terrain and I was probably going to take advantage of it, knowing how shooty the army is. Like one pyrobot on each flank would have given me a hard time.
I might just be undervaluing these guys.
Which guys? The pyrobots?
Yeah.
Dude, they're pissed. They're so I think of them like a better version of the Revenant. Well, you see what I'm saying? Now, the Revenants are way more killy, but the fact that they have all-terrain is huge. So they're all-terrain and they have marksman, whereas the Revenants just have marksman. The pyrobots are way more flexible.
Yeah, and they have the take cover and stand fast too, don't they?
Yep. So I felt like pyrobots were like a bargain Revenant who's a little more flexible.
Even in killy, I mean, granted they're both tough, so that if Revenants and pyrobots were facing each other, the Revenants would probably have a better.
Right, because the Revenants are throwing blue dice.
3 red is not much worse than 2 blue.
True. Where's the dice chart?
It's everybody else. I can't remember actually if it's a little bit better or a little bit worse.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up on Board Game Geek. Yeah, for anybody watching, there is a very nice dice chart. If you don't want to do the math yourself. Oh, where can I find Ars Victor? Is it not on Board Game Geek? Average rating on this game on Board Game Geek is 7.4. That's not bad.
I look at pyrobots as like upgun scavengers.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, scavengers have no guns, right?
Well, upgunned is in like, so they're 4 tough instead of 4.
Yeah, they cost 6 instead of 3. They have all the flex special abilities. They can't move as far because remember, scavengers are walk 2. That's why I was saying the warriors were a lot more. The warriors were in the van like a super scavenger. That's what they felt like to me. There's the dice. Here's the dice probability spreadsheet. Let's see what we got here. File. Oh, I'm not logged in. That's my problem. Look at this V2. Yeah, V2 version of the spreadsheet actually includes all the stuff for tough and fury and so forth. Okay, so let's look for hits only. 3 red. Let's see. 3 red dice has a 44.4% chance of causing 1 hit. 2 blue dice has a 50% chance of causing 1 hit.
More killy than 3 red.
Yep, 2 blue more killy than 3 red. And of 2 hits, it's 25% on blue dice, and it's only 11% on red dice.
Any result.
So hit plus push, yeah, then it's better. So 3 red is 37%, 37.5%, whereas 2 blue is still 44%. Interestingly, it's 44% for both 1 or 2 hits and pushes. Huh, that's interesting what the 4 effect faces does versus the 3. Huh. So any tweaks you have in mind after seeing it? Let me talk about the this army, because there were some interesting things that I didn't use that I might use against a softer army. The reason I went with warriors is because they could throw blue and a bunch of red, but I might go to drones if I needed cheaper cheaper stuff. The drones move just as far. They're also all-terrain. They're a little cheaper. They have more hits. They're just not tough. And then the Scarab was the other one that I thought was kind of interesting. That's a lot of dice. It's tough. It can stand fast, so that's cool. And it has marksman, but the range is short. So I opted to go Hive Mind, and my plan was to drop him into terrain and control a lot of space. But he ended up working like a big honeypot instead. And then I was looking also. I like the Spitters as a skirmish unit. They can move really far, and they can move 2 and then shoot 2, and they can also take cover and bug out, and they're all terrain. So that was kind of a fun one. That one looked interesting as well. And then the Princess, for the money, I'd rather have a Warlord. You know what I mean? Like, it's only 1 less than a Warlord, and I feel like it's a lot less effective than a Warlord. Maybe if it had 2 move, it would be coupled with the all-terrain, it would be 2 move and 2 range. But I thought about the Princess for a while, and I opted for the Queen, mainly because I wanted to see what happened. I was kind of hoping that he would try to take the Queen out to get the 10 glory, but instead he just ignored it the whole time.
Any attacks I could muster against that would be really ineffective.
Yeah, and then it gets to hit back with 2 blue, 2 red.
Yeah.
So yeah, understandable. So anyway, the Queen went up in value in my mind actually after this game, because I didn't take into account how scared the guy was going to be to attack it.
I didn't have the pieces to really threaten it effectively. Like, I didn't have anything. What was my option? Like, Nader.
Yeah. Like, you need to throw lots of dice against the Queen, because pushes are also hits. And it seemed like most of your army was fewer, bigger dice. Behemoth, with the exception of the Behemoth. I guess the Devastator threw a ton of dice too, but you didn't attack very often with it.
Only 1 turn in which I had a chance to shoot anything with it, and I did.
You did. You hurt the warrior. Oh, you hurt that? No, you hurt the wasp. Yeah, or that's right.
Actually,
Yeah, wasp.
I did 1 hit, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did damage.
Like 2 blue, 2 red, did 1 damage. Chance of that, by the way.
A blue, red, 1 damage. Let's see here.
Red, 1 damage.
1 blue, 1 red, 1 damage is 50%.
Blue, 2 red. Did 1 damage.
1 blue, 2 red.
Ranged attack is 2 blue and 2 red.
2 blue, 2 red. Oh. Sorry, you're breaking up. That's why it's very hard to hear. 2 blue, 2 red to do 1 damage is 33%. To do 2 damage is 36%. To do 3 damage is 16.7%. And then 4 is 2.8%.
I would have thought that would have been way higher.
Well, I mean, if you add up at least 1, like if you're talking about at least 1 damage, it's like 30, 60, 70. Yeah, it's like a super high percentage of at least 1 damage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because so a whiff is only 11% on 2 blue, 2 red. Oh, I apologize. It's even less than that. So if you look at the pushes, yeah, a whiff is only 2.8% chance if you count pushes. Okay, so next time I'm going to have to try the machines, but I'm going to have to get going.
There's a definite like limitation on in this army mix for the machines. I think part of it is look from big picture. Are the machines underpowered, or is it some mix? And I'm definitely seeing a lot of dice. You throw small dice, but they're big dice. You throw a few dice, but they're big dice. Sorry.
Right. It didn't seem like the part of the flavor of that faction.
It's nice
It looks-
to be able to have the tools in the toolkit, right?
Definitely. I'm looking at other stuff that might have messed with me. Not a lot of indirect fire.
It's plasma bombard.
Yeah, that's what you got. That's a pretty big hit too. That's a cool unit, actually. Lack of insertion sucks.
Thing was like
You pretty much got to vanguard it, right?
I think that the big thing I struggled with in this game was the and
Agreed.
maybe I just didn't bring enough pyrobots.
I'm telling you, go read Robopocalypse. Oh, the buzzsaws have an error in the art, by the way. They,
Correct.
yeah, indirect, no dice. So we should probably we should switch it up and maybe we try a totally different Hive build. But I'd also like to see these armies play against the existing armies and see how things work out. I feel like machines would do some damage versus Empire of Man.
I think a big thing to test is Hive. This specific Hive build. So I mean, this is the same kind of a build that I was using when I was playing against Dave. And in the driver's seat, it felt kind of easy mode in some cases. So I'm curious to see if run this army or a flavor of this army, even with some minor tweaks, but the same general concept, against that knew it was coming and could build something they thought would counter it. Like, I just want to know if there's a counter in the possible space, or if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if it's just OP across the board.
Yeah, because that swarm ability
it's pretty gnarly.
I giggle when I play it. I giggle because it's so. You mean I get +4 command points my first turn? Cool.
Yeah, totally. You play at 2 and all of the command points. It's crazy. That is pretty crazy. But they're so weak. It's like any Fury, and you're taking those command points back on the very next turn.
But the guy still had to pay. Your opponent still had to pay those command points to
True.
counter the free command points that you got.
True. And then so what about the first wave? We should probably add the first wave units to this as well, because those are valid Empire of Man units, right?
This is correct.
Because I was wondering what a bunch of champions would do against wasps. Isn't the champion the 2-point glass hammer? Let me see here. I have a first wave handy right next to me. Yeah, the champions are 2 points, 2 tough, 2 walk, stand fast in fury, and 2 blue.
Wow. What?
Those would be pretty hilarious, I think.
What about army build restrictions where you can only have 1 unit on your army more expensive than 3 points? That's the build I want to see.
Oh, I run that all the time though. the waves of Zap Brannigan. What's that?
You're still using mediums, aren't you, with that, or is it just conscripts?
No, it was like conscripts and wardens. Wardens are actually really important to that attack. The conscripts, wardens, and scavengers, and then a warlord. You see?
Yep.
So you have the scavengers for a little bit of ambushing in the all-terrain. You have the warlord for support to finish things off. The warden's move and shoot is crazy if you need to use it. It's super high value or high efficiency.
The jump move shoot.
And they can disengage. And then you have conscripts to like just run up and get under the tire treads. Or into the gun barrels. In fact, I frequently put 2 units behind a conscript that's on a cap point when I'm playing that army build.
Retreat.
I know that some people frown upon that sort of thing, but I do like playing that kind of army. So yeah, the Hive is very much up my alley, but we should play that Wasp thing. We should do exactly what you're saying, like either you or me play that army build versus someone who knows it's coming.
I look at those guys and I look at some of the other 2-pointers. No, so it would be Champion and Buzzsaws, right? Are the only other 2-pointers? Is that right?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Buzzsaws is kind of rad. 3 tough, a blue and a red close. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Move 2 with a disengage. Aye.
I didn't have anything in the right place here. I didn't build enough to deal with, so I ended up getting stuck.
Yeah, that whole middle was hilarious, by the way. Oh my gosh, the middle was such a freaking cluster. Your Blitzbot unable to run around did totally suck.
Yeah.
If that Blitzbot was free, he could have kept the warrior from getting so deep on your left. Because the warrior getting deep on the left opened up that little wasp attack at the end. All right, I'm going to have to jet here.
All right. GG's.
Very good game, dude. That was awesome. I love playing this game against you.
Who actually watches through this and listens to this. We loved having you, and